Internet. I'm Stephanie Chavez.
And I'm Rafael Diaz.
And in today's video, we will talk about how our form of currency is constantly evolving and impacting governments.
In the form of digital currencies such as cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, or even using your mobile banking app as a form of digital currency impacting your government and our everyday lives.
These branches of digital currency are called cryptocurrencies, which mainly refers to digital money. The first form of cryptocurrencies known is Bitcoin.
So what are some forms of cryptocurrencies, or better yet, digital money, you may ask? Cryptocurrencies has evolved and will continue to evolve in the near future as we will see more in digital money. We can see this in exploited money with bank apps, see this in Cash App and Venmo and other banking apps. Having access to your money digitally is convenient and all, but it does bring the question how secure it is. If it is that easy to own digital money, what can stop bad people from laundering their money through digital currencies, digital assets, even committing cyber crimes and creating scams, or even purchasing weapons or narcotics? That's where the FBI comes into place. In recent cases of some ransomware and crypto scams, they are able to trace down and find who and where the crimes were committed by finding the private key of criminals, but how?
Challenge here is that these folks are using a lot of anonymity techniques. They're using Bitcoin wallets, although you did see a very interesting effort by the FBI to seize back the vast majority of the Colonial Pipeline paid ransom. Just over the last few days, they were able to trace the Bitcoin transactions. It is a public record, as you know, with the blockchain. So they were able to trace the transaction to a specific wallet. And what's really interesting about the FBI's takedown here was they were able to get the private key to actually access that wallet. So the question is, how did they get that private key? Did they co-opt somebody? Did they take it in signals intelligence collection? What did they do to get that key? But part of the thing here is that we are going after these targets. We've got to get more aggressive.
So having digital currencies brings up multiple questions of, is it ethical for the FBI to have access to our digital money? Is it safe? Is it secure? And what's the next step into ensuring the safety of our money?
In order to answer this, we must look into the cybersecurity of digital money. As cryptocurrencies continue to evolve, so do the tactics and techniques employed by cyber criminals. So there are two things we must do as a society and work on for the future, which includes strengthening cybersecurity measures and spreading more education and awareness on the use of digital money. Cryptocurrency developers will have to exchange, and wallet providers must continually enhance security measures, including robust encryption, multi-factor authentication, and regular security audits. In order to better understand the uses of cryptocurrencies and digital money, we decided to ask two following teachers of what's their take on digital currencies, what do they believe its positives in, and what could they advise other generations about digital currencies.
Hello, today I'm here with
Ms. Lucha.
and today we're going to be talking about digital currency. So what's your take on digital currency?
Well, I don't really necessarily use any digital currency. I like to keep everything as much as possible on cash so I can have written documentation.
Okay. Now, do you think it's secure?
Digital currency?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I don't trust banks like that. I don't trust crypto or anything like that. I want to keep everything written paper statements.
Yeah, okay. And what's your advice for the next generation on this?
Just to make sure that they know how to use cash. Using cash is important, especially since a lot of places offer a certain discount on large purchases if you buy in cash. So that's something I highly suggest.
Thank you so much.
Here with
Mr. Werner.
And Mr. Werner, what's your take on digital currencies such as cryptocurrencies, Venmo, Zelle, and all that other stuff?
I think it's a very useful tool, especially in the 21st century. I feel like it's something that makes life a little more mainstream and easier and quicker. However, even myself included, there's a lot more that could be done to educate and enlighten and broaden our knowledge as to how to use it, when is it appropriate to use. And so I feel like students can also learn the same. And they could learn how to use it responsibly. It used to be back in the day that financial literacy, these kind of things were taught in school. And I still believe that, it's a very good option that, like, if you don't have the physical cash to try to pay for it, try not to buy it. But with cryptocurrency and these kind of digital electronic currencies, sometimes it's easier to buy things. So sometimes it could be easier to get into debt if you're not responsible enough, but it could be a very useful tool at the same time.
Do you believe that it's security of digital currency? Do you think it's safe, or do you think there's room for improvement there?
I definitely think that it's getting better, but with all things, I think there's always room to improve. But I do think generally, if you have passphrases and two-factor authentication, that it can be very secure.
What would you recommend any person out there in the world getting into the world and, starting their own, like opening their bank account, using it on their phone, or Zelling their friends? What would be your recommendation to them?
It's a very good way to get started with managing money. But like I said, when you're starting out, it's a very good idea to actually use physical cash, because then it shows you and you kind of more feel the loss of buying products and sending that money, as opposed to when you just push buttons on a device. You don't necessarily think about the money coming out as quickly. So it is a little tricky, but I think it's a good way for young people to get started and to learn how to use finances properly.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Werner.
Absolutely.
Only time will tell how digital currencies will affect our everyday lives, our government, and our safety. Digital currencies will continue to evolve, but so will the demand for cybersecurity jobs.
Correct, as there is a growing demand for skilled cyber professionals in the job market. It is predicted by the year 2025 that there will be around 3.5 million jobs for cybersecurity in establishments such as banks, mobile applications such as Cash App and Venmo, and more. That the need for cybersecurity and analytics is expected to grow 32% from that 3.9 million jobs by the year 2032.
Another growing concern is how it will affect our government here in the United States. Well, there has been acts put into place by the U.S. government to protect consumers' money, like the Central Bank Digital Currency Study Act of 2021, or the $600 tax rule being put into place for those who abuse digital currency as a way to avoid taxes. It is still a little too early to tell whether digital will become a norm here in the United States.
We still use railroads. We still buy and sell real estate, and we still rely on businesses to provide services. We have to separate out the bad actions of an individual from the good created by an industry and an innovation. So let me be clear. I believe in the promise of digital assets and those around the world building on blockchain technologies. And that's why I've worked and will continue to work to provide clear rules of the road for the digital asset ecosystem here in the United States. And that's how we protect American consumers and investors in this marketplace and allow innovation to occur here in the United States.
It is unlikely that physical will die out as the main norm in the years to come in the United States, but it is fascinating seeing other countries turn to digital currencies like El Salvador. El Salvador is one of the recent countries that has added cryptocurrencies into their main economy around September of 2021 and has seen many positives in reviving the country's economy.
Digital money isn't something new to America, but at the pace it's at, it is evolving and can set massive changes and cause more questions than answers. Digital money lives in forms of cryptocurrencies like banking apps, mobile software such as Venmo, Cash App. With our money being digital, it has become easier and more convenient for us as consumers to access and use our money. It has also become possible for criminals to steal our money, create scams, or even launder money illegally. This is where the future of our money goes into the hands of cybersecurity.
The future of digital money protection will continue to grow with the help of cybersecurity, and it is predicted that by the year 2025, there will be around 3.5 million jobs for cybersecurity in establishments such as banks, mobile applications like Cash App, Venmo. The need for these jobs will increase by 32% by the year of 2032. The United States government will continue to develop and put such acts or laws in place to protect American consumers from the dangers of digital money and establish a place where digital money can innovate here in the United States.
This is a minute of bloopers.
Yay! Okay, now we can start. Hello, Internet. I'm Stephanie Chavez.
And I'm Rafael Diaz.
And
Digital money isn't something new to America, but
How disrespectful.